B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run.
Welcome to the Beer Run, part of the BSnbeer Network, the only Saints podcast with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as getting socks for Christmas.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Put toes at it.
I am the California Cajun. This is my good friend, Lil Dice. How you doing?
Oh, good, Craig. Kind of glad the holidays are wrapping up here. Get things back to normal. I'm not glad about, the going back to work part and dealing with the foolishness, but, glad to be moving things
Man,
along.
I underestimated Christmas with little kids, man. It took us like 3 days for them to open their presents.
Oh, wow.
Getting those kids focused long enough to open stuff. It wasn't that much stuff neither. They just they get one thing open and they gonna play with it until they pass out. And just kids are crazy.
Well, did they start playing with the boxes and stuff? Because that was always my experience.
Well, my youngest wants to climb on stuff, so tried making stairs out of boxes to get to more dangerous things.
Yes, there we go.
Ridiculous, this kid.
There we go. That's the Christmas experience right there when you spend all your money.
Though it was a great time. I spent a lot of time with family. It was much needed.
Spend all your money on those presents and those kids play with the boxes they came in, boy.
like cats.
Yes, very much like cats. Okay, well, on the beer run, we got 4 downs. We're going to be talking about some beer, some Saints news, and recap the loss to the Rams. And we're going to talk to a Bucs fan on 3rd down. And we're going to give you some predictions and keys to the game like no one else can break it down like the beer run does. I'm telling you.
Yes, we are truly like no one else.
So referees, get out there, spot the ball. Let's get this thing going.
First down, Saints.
All right, Craig, what you drinking, bruh?
All right, so I actually got 2 drinks today because I didn't feel like one of them counted. So
okay, yeah,
I got out of a little booze sampler. I got some old smoky blackberry moonshine, but I'm not sure it counts because, as I've been told, if you're paying taxes, it ain't really shine. So we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah, see, that's too quiet for this show.
Okay.
So I also got a beer. I also got my Arrogant Bastard to back it up. This is my favorite beer in the world. Now we can sound like we're drinking over here, but I'm still trying the shine, man.
Okay.
But I had some old grizzled folks with a few missing teeth, some questionable political views that told me that if you pay taxes for it, it ain't moonshine. So I paid taxes for this.
I've never heard that one before. So they're really saying a real moonshine is made by somebody in the backwoods somewhere.
Yes. Okay. That it is illegal in the hills, apparently.
Yeah.
And this is solid, man. I mean, you could taste the blackberry. What's our percentage on this thing? Light on fire, kill if you drink too much. Okay, that'll do it. Yeah. So
yeah.
that is solid to start off this what will ultimately be a really painful show. So if you're the really optimistic guys, find T-Bob. And if you're the super bummer guys, listen to us right before Underhill because he'll be sadder than us probably, but this is gonna be rough.
I had to have Unk on the beer chaser with me last week to talk about this game, and he was pretty down. I thought I was negative, but he made me look like a positive Saints fan because
holy crap.
You know how it is when you're watching Saints and they start coming back at the end and you start having that little hope, and that was me.
Toxic.
I'm grabbing on the hope any way I can. And yeah.
This is not the first time that I've referenced The Dark Knight Rises, where Bane poisons Gotham with hope. Because without hope, there can be no true despair.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing to us right now. The fact that we're going to potentially go into the last week of the season with a chance at the playoffs again, only to have it ripped away from us, hoping for help on the last week again. Whew. Oh, the Dennis Allen special. It's horrible. It's horrible and it's painful. And I don't know how I'm going to do this again next year.
It is. Next year, boy.
Because we're not terrible. That's the whole thing, is we're not bad enough to be like packed up and ready for our draft picks. We're just good enough that we're still in the conversation. It's horrible.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you there.
Like we're not going to be high enough to get a marquee quarterback.
Right.
And we're not going to be low enough to have, experienced a playoff game. The whole relax, one of two good things is going to happen. Neither is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be exactly the wrong. We're going to be just good enough for DA to keep his job and just bad enough to not be relevant.
Yeah. It sucks. That sucks.
It sucks.
That's what it's called being mid.
Mid sucks.
That's right. Shout out to my son Breeze. Being mid. So,
much like the Japanese Navy, I don't like Midway. That's a smart joke. If you get that joke, find me on Twitter and tell me about it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, today I am not drinking beer. I am drinking whiskey. This is Bird Dog peppermint flavored whiskey.
Peppermint whiskey?
Yes,
Ooh.
Peppermint flavored. Okay, it is
Good
delightful.
Lord.
Okay, it is smooth. And it is dangerous, Craig. That's what it is. Okay.
I got a bottle of Bird Dog on my bar over there. Bird Dog's some good stuff, but I didn't know they dipped their toes into the truly obscene chemical concoctions of flavored whiskeys.
Yeah, fam. You check it out. You check it on out, bro.
There you go. Festive.
Second down.
Let's talk some Saints. Let's start off with this news that we got from the practice report. AK and Hetley did not practice on Friday.
Well, it might ease our suffering, because if AK doesn't play, we're not going to win, and then we don't have to worry about week 18 anymore. So that's somewhat comforting.
Does that mean it's Miller time?
Yeah, man, he's going to have more yards in one game than Spears has had all year, and B-Train can shut up. You know what it is the best thing about this whole thing is that we recorded so late and we played so early last week that I don't have to talk about the Rams game now. And that's the best Christmas gift I could have asked for, is to not have to talk about that Rams game.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about AK being sick and Headley being sick, which is fine. I am fine with Headley being sick. He can be sick all year. He can be sick on the boat all the way back to Australia or wherever the hell he's from. I am done with him. He is of punters with enough punts to make the list, which is it's a minimum of, I think, 30 or something punts like that.
Mm-hmm.
He is 36th, and I'll have you know there are only 32 teams, guys.
Yeah.
There are teams with multiple punters who are better than him.
Yeah.
This is bad. It's real bad. And I know there's a style to it. You want to limit returns because it's rugby style, running to the side. It's stupid and I hate it. Thomas Morstead was like years too early.
Punt guy needs to be on the practice squad right now. What are we doing? Punt guy's out there. Let's go get him.
Go get him.
Let's go get him.
Go get that guy from the Bills that got let go.
Yeah, punt guy.
Yeah, punt guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other? There's another one though. Who's the Raiders guy that was really good?
Oh yeah. King Marquez King or something like that.
Yeah. He could probably still be better than Headley.
USFL or XFL, one of the two.
Just go get some soccer player. I don't care anymore. I don't want to watch the Australian anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Nothing has tainted my thoughts and memories of Steve Irwin more than Lou Headley. Okay. Lou Headley's got me over here rooting for the Stingrays. Bullshit.
Oh, it's terrible. That's terrible, Greg. God,
is that too soon? Is that too soon?
That's terrible. Oh goodness. You're worse than South Park.
Harsh. But fair.
All right. Well, you mentioned the Saints versus the Rams, and yes, we are about to talk about this game, Craig.
Oh.
30-22, the Saints fall to the Rams. Give me your overall thoughts on the game, please.
My thoughts are that whenever we're down by about 2-3 scores, two things happen. Derek Carr becomes Drew Brees, and Juwan Johnson becomes Jimmy Graham. Those two things happen, every time we fall down by a bunch of scores.
Yeah.
All last year, Johnson had like 8 garbage time touchdowns, and that's why we thought he was going to be great this year. But we were never winning or losing by enough for them to be garbage time this year, so he never got his garbage time points. And Derek Carr, man, as soon as he just starts, when he gets desperate and just starts throwing it up and let guys make plays, they do.
Yeah.
So why doesn't he do that all the time? It's amazing. It's amazing. I like what I see from AT
Also,
Perry.
we got into the 2-minute too, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and he's been better at the 2-minute all year. It's almost like taking things out of Carmichael's hands have been beneficial. Now, listen to me, guys. This is dangerous because we're going to talk about how Pete Carmichael is terrible and how the coaching on offense has been terrible. They're going to get replaced, and we're going to go into next year thinking, well, Carmichael's not here, and they've got some new offensive minds. All the things that, it's going to be different. It's going to be better. And we're wrong. We're wrong. It's not going to be better. It's not, but we're going to think it is. I'm going to be on this show, and you're going to be at home, and we're going to think, well, Carmichael was the problem, right? We added so-and-so on the line, and, we got new coaches in, we got rid of Marone, the old line coach. We're going to be better. The offense has to be better, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't have to be better. It's not going to be better. Don't fall for it. Because I'm about to. I'm going to fall for it. Don't be like me.
Yeah, just talking about the offense. This past game, the Saints rushed for a total of 35 yards. Yeah, man. That's it.
Oh, I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah,
my
man.
Lord.
Yeah.
You ever see that meme going around? And it's like, would you take $1 million or would you rather have 10 carries in an NFL game to get 5 yards for $5 million? And it's always like, well, I'd just take the money. The NFL, it's so fast. If you just put some Joe Schmo on the street, we're going to have as good rushing the ball as we did. I have no idea how we ran the ball so poorly. I know we got away from it. We gave up. We were losing by too much and we had to throw the ball. That's absurd. How many carries did Taysom Hill have? 2? We gave up on the run way early.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you're right. Taysom had 2 carries.
Yep.
AK only had 9. So 2 carries for Jamal.
Imagine having Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill and getting them 11 carries combined.
Mm-hmm.
That's malpractice. That's fireable. That's dragged into the street and shot in front of their families. That's horrible. That's a harsh.
Yep. This has been the offense. One of the problems has been the offensive line. And in the news this week, we're hearing about Ramchek's knee problems. And this looks like it's going to cost him a 3rd straight missed game. So we could have put him on IR at this point. But
Isn't IR 4 games?
Yeah, 4 games, but at this point, it's 3. So
yeah, you're right. But to open up a roster spot for who? There's nobody waiting in the wings that's going to be better. I mean,
well, Irwin, the practice squad guy, he's been elevated 3 times already. So if we need him again, he has to have a roster spot, and where you gonna get one from?
Yeah, but we're elevating him as a backup, so. Landon Young's the right tackle. We're going to elevate another rando to back him up, I guess. I mean, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. We're going to get smoked on Sunday and ease our pain.
I also agree with that too, Craig. Like that's the sad part because it almost kind of feels like, almost like kind of why we're doing a podcast kind of thing. It just feels so hopeless. I hate feeling hopeless, bro. I don't like it.
Well, hopelessness is better than that painful, toxic, venomous hope. Because I still have that. I still think there's a complete chance that we win out and Carolina takes down Tampa in Week 18. I think that's a complete possibility. And that's horrible. That is a toxic ass thought right there. But it's possible. It might happen.
Yeah. It could happen. Oh, goodness. I hate this year. I hate it. So let's talk about the overall though. How can we be so much worse than another team with the same record? Because they came in at 77 too.
I mean, it's not complicated. I mean, we've talked about all year about how we have the easiest schedule in the NFL,
Yeah.
So we are a below average team with an average record because we played a weak schedule. I mean, that's pretty clear to everybody. I mean, that's the thing that makes me so frustrated because I'll get up on a soapbox and I'll defend the Saints. Like, what are you talking about? We've got 7 wins. That's way more than this, and that. It's like, yeah, you got 7 wins, but you beat the Patriots, you beat the Giants, you beat the Panthers twice, you beat the Titans. I mean, there's a lot of games that we took care of business on the bad teams. We played bad teams. We beat most of them. You know, we play average to good teams and we lose all of them. It's the dichotomy of this team between beating up, you know, squeaking by and defeating a bad team and getting housed by a semi-competent one. Minnesota's not a great team, but they're good. They beat the crap out of us. That final score was not indicative of that game. And then the Rams, who, you know, beat the hell out of us. You know, short week, traveling across the country, multiple time zones, a lot of injuries. There's a lot of reasons we should have lost that game in LA, but you know, we still did. You know, there's a lot of these situations. We beat the Colts because Gardner Minshew can't beat us. It's the only reason we beat the Colts this year, and the only reason we beat the Eagles last year.
Yeah, but you're looking at what, 27-7 in the third quarter.
Yep.
Like, you know,
Smoked.
your fans.
Well, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that we were banged up, and that the Rams have been improving. That they've won, I think, 5 of their last 6 now. So they've actually kind of found their stride. That's what happens with good coaching. When you have good coaching, you improve throughout the year. When you have crap coaching, you're the Saints.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be a battle of a great defensive mind versus a great offensive mind. And, you know, you're supposed to almost kind of duel to a stalemate, right?
Well, but I think that plays into the short week. Because if you have to out scheme your opponent, you need as long as you can to do so. If you're relying on your players, you can do it real quick. If you roll out there with an okay defensive coordinator, but great defensive players, you know, Aaron Donald is still going to be Aaron Donald if he has 3 days to prepare for you or not. But Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, all these aging guys, you know, you got Isaac Yadam and Paulson Adebo as your corners. You know, you've got a 3-foot tall Tyrann Mathieu trying to cover tight ends. All that stuff, you need to scheme it perfectly. You need as long as possible to prepare. So to me, the perfect storm of we were going to get our ass kicked was short week, physically superior team, on the road, 2 time zones. We were never in a good position to win that game. It doesn't mean that we're not worse than they are. I think the Rams are better than we are, but it doesn't mean that we were in any kind of a good position to have a fair showing.
I don't know, man.
Thursday games are stupid.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Why do we get 2? You know,
because the NFL hates us, Dale. What is it? Look, it's so transparently, stupidly about money for the NFL to do it on Thursday. Oh well, we want to have another game. Okay, so not Sundays, Monday. Okay, we already have one on Monday. All right, let's just move it up a day then. Let's do Saturday. No. College football plays on Saturday. We don't want to compete with that. Okay, let's do a Friday. No. People got high school football on Fridays. We don't, you know, they're not going to be home to watch. Okay, move it up to Thursday, despite the fact that that's completely ridiculous. Most people aren't even back at practice all the way until Wednesday, and you're moving it up to basically wipe the entire week of practice out just so you can get a couple more eyeballs on your TV screens. NFL does not give a damn about the safety of their players, and every time they say they do, or they are full of shit.
Yeah,
that guy that got knocked the hell out in the game last night, that uncontrollably from that freaking head injury, he's going to play football next week because the NFL doesn't give a damn about player safety.
Man, I'm really concerned about that dude, man.
That was scary as shit.
Fantasy doctors were saying definite brain trauma. So prayers for that guy, man, for sure. Look, but the defense got owned, bro. The Rams racked up over 400 yards of offense on us, and there's nothing we could do about it. And so DA talked about this, and we got a couple found from DA. It was pretty quick. So let's see what he said about the defense.
Well, look, I mean, you know, we obviously didn't play as well as we're capable of playing. I think they executed at a high level. They made some plays, you know, and we didn't execute as well as we needed to. So we need to be better this week.
There you go. We need to be better.
The worst part of that is that it's technically accurate. Like, it's the stupidest, most repetitive bullshit that we've heard for the last however many weeks. But yeah, they made some plays. They played better than we did, and we need to be better. Yeah, we get it. Thanks, DA. Real helpful. Really peeked us behind the curtain there on that one, jackass.
Oh,
Shut up,
man.
Dennis Allen.
DA is in there all night, bro, working on these game plans. I know it.
I still feel like he sounds like someone who's selling you insurance at a bar.
Okay. Maybe that's the next gig. Who knows?
God willing, he's doing that in 2 months.
Man, but the defensive line, once again, got no pressure. Only 1 sack by Granderson. And we were talking, a few weeks ago about Bond coming in and kind of helping the pass rush. Here's DA on Bond for this pass.
Well, we can get him into a lot of passing situations. So, that was probably more of a product of how the game was being played.
So he played, I think, 9 snaps on defense. And so this is DA's explanation of why. There you go.
I mean, that's why Bond can't be a defensive end. Everyone's like, well, why aren't we letting him out there? Yeah, because he can't be on the field in running downs. Alternatively, we've been so bad against the run that how much worse could it be at this point? I can't keep making excuses for this coaching staff because they keep doing stupid shit. The whole I'm sure they know better than us thing is impossible because the fans were all chirping about how we should use more play action. And then they started doing play action and they started playing better. So okay, so we knew before you did, and that's bullshit. We should not know before you do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I know I do this job part-time. All right, I'm a part-time GM, part-time scout, part-time analyst. This is what I do, Craig, but I know what I'm talking about.
Broken clocks are right twice a day.
I understand DA does this all day long, every day, but he's not seeing what I'm seeing, apparently. So
Third down for what?
third down, Craig. Sometimes you got to call an audible. So let's look at the future of New Orleans Saints. Let's talk about the moves that we need to make to improve and, predictions about what you think is going to end up happening. Salary cap next year is a mess, of course, right?
Of course.
We're over the cap by $87 million. So
Jump change.
Yeah, what are we going to end up doing here? So let's talk about some players. Like who would you look at kind of getting rid of and reworking contracts or whatever?
So I think, are we talking about what we want to have happen or what's gonna happen?
How about both?
Well, what I want to have happen is a magic wand gets waved and Derek Carr turns into Patrick Mahomes and everyone gets healthy. And
right.
Since that's not happening, what I think is going to happen is we're going to restructure Carr, which means he's going to be here for a minute. And no one's happy about that, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think for sure going to have Carr back. He's looking at a $30 million base salary right now.
35.
And so
guaranteed.
Yeah. I honestly implore Mickey Loomis not to touch that contract so we can just get rid of it afterwards.
They're gonna. Look, I can't think, we go through this, other podcasts are better with the numbers than we are, but I'm not sure how you get under our cap limit without restructuring Carr.
Like that, hire a couple of janitors to
hanging over there,
play wide receiver or something. Okay. We need to do it, Craig. Take our medicine. Okay. Don't rework this contract. We need to get out of this crap.
I don't think that it's going to work. I mean, we're going to have to just, the way our contracts are set up, even if you cut guys, we're still paying them.
Yeah. Because of the restructured we've already done.
Yeah. The restructures and the dead money and stuff. We're like, if we just full reset, we cut Lattimore and we cut Kamara, and both of them would cost more money to cut than to keep.
Cam is going to be on the squad no matter what. So we need to find something for him to do. Again, if we got to hand him a broom, that's what we got to do. You're going to be doing something. Another cap casualty is going to end up being Pete, and I'm not even talking about him getting cut or anything. It's just the dead money on his contract is going to end up hitting too. So, that is another contract that you can maybe look at extending, so that way that dead cap money doesn't hit you next year. Would you invest in something like that?
So this is complicated because I think you need to draft an offensive tackle in the first round this year, because I think my boy Penning is not going to develop, which means that you need one of your two tackles to be there. You can't develop two tackles at the same time. You're going to get your quarterback killed again, like we did this year. So I think if you extend Pete, you're praying he stays healthy, because this is the first year in a long time that he's been healthy most of the year.
Yeah.
You pray he stays healthy. Maybe you build in incentives that he only gets paid if he plays, that kind of thing. Kind of what we did with Thomas this year. But I mean, it's tough because if Ram's not going to be around, he says he's not done, but dude's knee injury is degenerative. He's got that Tajay Spears knee. He's not going to have a long career. There is a shelf life on him, and he's not the player he used to be either. So if you're looking at replacing right tackle, you got to have a left tackle. You can't be replacing both in the same offseason. That's just not going to happen, And if you're ready to give up on Penning, and I probably wouldn't, but I'm biased and like to give guys a chance. If you're going to give up on Penning, you need somebody to play left tackle if you're going to replace right tackle. And now you're talking even talking about the guards. Who the hell's going to play left guard then? Like the O-line is just
maybe we re-sign Trey Turner.
Sure, I don't care. You see, that one trips me up. I'm a Dodgers fan also. I'm from Los Angeles before.
Okay.
Don't hate me. There was a Trey Turner who played shortstop for the Dodgers.
Gotcha.
So when I hear Trey Turner, I first think of baseball before I think of football. So that one always trips me up. It's with what we've invested in this O-line, the fact that it's this bad has to be coaching. It has to be coaching and scouting on the trenches. There's no other explanation for it. Right now, Penning, first round pick. Pete, first round pick. Ruiz, second round pick. First round pick. McCoy, second round pick. Ramczyk, first round pick. We have of what should be our starting line. We have 4 first round picks and a second round pick. The fact that line's not good is bullshit, because they have did everything they could to draft an elite dominant O-line, and it just didn't work. It has to be coaching. That's either coaching or scouting.
Yeah.
There's no reason it should be that bad. You should have the best line in the fucking league with that kind of assets put into it.
Yeah, agreed. What do you think about a guy like Alvin Kamara? Because I don't think there's any way he's coming back next year, and I understand he's under contract, but like we're wasting him pretty much.
Well, you got to trade him then, because you can't cut him.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody like Buffalo, some contender that's just a couple pieces away. You see him in a place that uses guys, to their potential, like a San Francisco or Philadelphia or Miami, and he has this big resurgence the way that Run DMC is right now over in San Francisco. It just sucks that we couldn't be the ones to use him, and we were for a while, and then Carmichael just ended a Hall of Fame career, couple of Hall of Fame careers between him and Thomas. It's just a bummer. But it depends on the return. He's too expensive to get much for him. So if you trade him, you're trading the best player on your offense for a third round pick.
I don't know. Maybe so. I don't think he's going to get the kind of capital McCaffrey got, and it's because his numbers don't look great. So, and I think it's a product of the system he's in the way we're using him. But it is what it is, and that's going to be the value on the open market.
Yeah, but I mean, as much as value, it's what are we going to get back for him? And if his value's dropping, then we're going to get less than that. So, do you think we even get a third? Then you think we get a fourth for Alvin Kamara? And if you do, is it even worth it at that point?
You got to get in the salary cap. And if we're not going to be doing it the credit card route like we were before,
you could restructure again and put more dead years on there,
right? Exactly.
And just give him that Bobby Bonilla contract. Just pay him $2 million a year for the next 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. But that's been the problem with our contracts is just like extending out Ram, and he's about to, fall off. And
About to Nick Fairley it, get a
Mhm.
nice extension, and then they go ahead. Oh,
Mhm.
you know what? I don't think I can play anymore. I'm gonna retire. My
Exactly.
heart hurts. Should have let him die
Exactly.
on the field.
So we've definitely got some work to do in the front office, but hey, Mickey Loomis get this done. I just don't want the plan to be, let's try one more time, guys, because I'm out.
There's
I'm
no
out
other
on that.
option. You're keeping a head coach who, if he fails, he's out of a job, and his only chance of keeping a job and keeping an NFL head coaching paycheck and job is to win. So they're going to try to win.
Yeah.
And they're going to fail, but they're going to try, and they're going to win just enough to tank our draft picks.
Yeah.
We're going
Mickey
to win
Loomis,
7 games this year
please.
and 7 next year.
Please put up the credit card, cut that crap up. Let's pay off this debt, please.
More like the credit car, am I right?
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's get some predictions. How do you expect this game to play out? Saints versus the Bucs.
Buccaneers blowout start to finish.
Blowout.
Blowout.
Wow. So Baker Mayfield gets in here and he's slinging this thing.
Yep.
That's what you're saying.
Yep.
No more Sean Lattimore
Nope.
to combat
Mike Evans is going to
Mike
eat.
Evans.
Mike Evans going to eat. Mike Evans going to eat. They're going to run the ball on us. Baker Mayfield is having a fantastic year. I like Baker. I wanted him to be Bayou Baker over here in New Orleans. You heard me beat that drum before we got the Derek Carr signing. And yeah, dude, he's killing it, and he's gonna kill it again some more. They're gonna be sneaky dangerous in the playoffs if they keep it together. I hate them.
Yeah.
Hate them all that much.
Do you realize the Saints have lost the last 3 meetings
Yep.
to the Bucs?
Yep. I sure do. I sure do know that.
Are we due now for a win, Craig?
No. The only way we're hanging in this is because the aforementioned prep time. You know, we're coming off a Thursday, so we've had a long time to prepare. There's desperation on our side. You know, we're against the wall. Tampa Bay can lose this game and still win the division. You know, there's reasons that we're backed into a corner, fighting, coaches for their jobs. Players are fighting for their jobs. You know, a lot of people ain't gonna be on this team in a couple of weeks, and you want to put on a good showing for your next paycheck. You know. So I mean, there's reasons we could compete. I just don't think we're gonna. I think our pain ends this week.
Okay.
Well, unless you get some kind of sick pain from watching 2 eliminated teams and the Falcons beating us up in week 18, because they can go do that too.
Well, listen, one of the things that the Saints can maybe take advantage of, this is a big maybe. The Buccaneers have allowed at least 2 sacks in their last 2 games. So maybe we can, start a pass rush, get ball going.
Nope.
Some sacks.
Nope. Because Baker Mayfield scrambles out of those situations, and the sacks that he took were holding the ball to make a big play downfield. So, nope. Okay. Doesn't work out for us because he can scramble.
All right. And are you afraid of Rachaad White running the ball? This last game, he only had 39 yards on 20 carries. He did have a touchdown and a long of 11 yards on 1 carry. He does factor into the passing game, though, with 6 catches. So what do you expect?
Yeah, I'm worried about everybody. Okay. I'm worried about everybody. I don't feel good about this matchup in any direction, at any point, in any way.
Okay.
I've been broken. This season's broken me, man. Yeah. I came in here positive as shit. I think I said 10 or 11 wins going into this year. And now I think we have 7.
Yep. So looking at the line right now, the Saints are a 3-point underdog.
That's it.
Yep.
Because they gave 3 points to the home team. So were they trying to say that we're even? Because that's not right.
Maybe so.
We played once this year and we got shellacked. So someone in Vegas ain't doing their jobs.
Maybe so. Let's get official picks then, Craig. Who are you taking in this matchup?
This is tough because as a general rule, I pick the Saints every week on this show. And I am positive that we get blown out, that we lose by 20. But because I picked the Saints on the show, we win 17-16. Because I won't do it. I won't put a number on it saying we're going to lose, but God damn it, I know we will. And I don't even know if I'm mad about it, because what would hurt worse? Like winning now to stay alive, and then in week 18, the Panthers pull it off and beat the Bucs for us, and then we lose to the Falcons, and that's what ends our season. Like, what's the most painful thing that could happen? I think that is the most painful thing that could happen. So there's a chance we win just for that. So I'm going to say that we're going to win 17-16. The Panthers are going to win in week 18, and our loss to the Falcons next week is what truly twists the knife and watches us suffer.
In this scenario that you're playing out, DA is definitely gone after losing to the Bucs and the Falcons.
Nope.
Okay.
He's staying. He's here next year. He's going down with this ship. We can't fix it. The salary cap is ruined. Our draft picks have been misses. We are not going to be good next year. And there's no point in getting a new coach in to struggle and people start calling for his head. Let DA ride this thing to the ground. They'll get a new OC. They'll get some new O-line coaches. But I would beer bet you right now that DA is coming back next year.
Okay. All right. Look, the Saints haven't beaten the Bucs in a while. So it's been since 2021. And it was only a 9-0 win over the Bucs.
Did you say 2001? I
21.
think we've beat them a few times since then.
21. I mean, that would be pretty damn pitiful, though, if that was the case. But yeah, December 2021 is when we beat them 9-0. I'm pretty sure that was the Trevor Siemian game, wasn't it?
No, it was Taysom started, and that was the game that Dennis Allen won the head coaching job, basically.
Yeah. That's it. That's the one. Okay. All right. So I am going to say the score is going to be 26-3. 16 Buccaneers. That's my score prediction. 26-16 Bucs.
Solid. Yeah, in all our division games, we've played now 4 division games, and we've scored. Going into the Panthers game, we scored 2 touchdowns. And then in the Panthers game, I think we only scored 2 touchdowns. So we have 4 touchdowns in 4 division games. Yep. And they've all been against the Panthers.
There you go.
0 touchdowns against the Falcons and Buccaneers combined.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you're saying that changes this week.
Well,
all right. Well, you said 16.
Yes, I am. I said 16.
Can you get there? Can you get there on field goal?
No, you can't get there with this field goal. So yeah.
We'll get a safety too. We'll get some field goals and safeties. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, hey, hopefully we're wrong about these predictions. And we'll be talking.
I'm not even sure I want to be wrong, because if the Saints lose, then we don't have to suffer anymore, and we can just start, going on with our lives, seeing our family, calling our loved ones, sending letters to our moms. Anything that you've been putting off because the stupid team's been torturing you, you can do all that now. Pursue your careers. Go back to college, grow a garden. Learn a new language. Do all these things that this painful drudgery has prevented you from doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Correct. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up the show this week. That is all we have for the beer run.
I hope that none of you jumped off any bridges while listening to this show, and we know you have a choice in how to waste an hour of your listening time, and we're amazed and surprised that you keep making the mistake of listening to us. For the entire BS and Beer family, for Dave's Loud House Truck, for Lil Dice, I am the California Cajun. Have a beer. It's on me.
Who dat?
Remember to follow us on social media at bsnbeer Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.